It is lovely out. Why don't we do some things?
Let's do some things! Game day, game day, game day, game day, game day, woo!
Eco Tycoon Project Green is a game for the PC. Developed by Virtual Playground and published by ValueSoft in 2009, this game serves as the company's take on business simulation regarding environmental issues and economic balance. Although, I am kind of worried about what's going on the front of the bricks. The structures that make up this city look lovely, but a few in the front are spewing a lot of contaminants into the air. This smoke is green. Green smoke. What the heck is going on in that factory to make the smoke almost emerald green? That nuclear plant makes me anxious. Also, the powers that be are all over the place when it comes to what kind of power generation they wish to pursue. However, this was printed on 100% recycled paperboard, so that's kinda cool. That nuclear plant makes me anxious!
Alright, let's put this into the the PC. I think it would work a little bit better that way. Ba-doop boop boo, waiting for it to install. Alright, let's just play it in. I wonder if it would work better in the Xbox. There we go, I think I got it working.
The game begins by offering a tutorial about the game's functions and how to best utilize the options available to you. You can skip it if you just want to jump right into the gameplay. The game begins with you being part of a board of people called the World Summits, one representative of a major continent on planet Earth. Each of these representatives work with the others to offer assistance to keep their people sustained and to come to agreements on how to help their environments. You meet with them every 5 in-game years. As your chosen continent's World Summit's representative, you are tasked with allocating construction projects, conducting technological researches, and providing necessities for your continent's population. You can build structures to complete and unlock these tasks, but you only have so much room to work with. Certain structures can only be built in certain areas as well, so plan your building strategically. You have a few advisors who will alert you when issues arise, such as low food production or water shortage. Issues like these need to be taken care of promptly, or your popularity with your people will drop. If your popularity drops to 0, you're kicked out of office, and the game is over. So what is the overarching goal here? Surely the construction projects and researches aren't for nothing. Yes. The ultimate goal is to reduce your continent's carbon dioxide, or CO2, emissions by set percentages every 5 years. Your population, certain structures, and regional effects will cause the CO2 levels to rise, just like in real life, imagine that. So do what you can to reduce the emissions. Time doesn't flow continuously, but instead goes up in single-year increments when you finish your turn. You're given a rundown that shows the progress, or regress, of all the nations, as well as your own nation's status changes. Here is where you're able to research and modify legal policies to put into effect over your nation, such as fuel taxes and utility subsidization, all of which affect your funds, resources, and popularity. You can also trade resources with other nations if you have extra to export or need to import more of any resource for your people. Sometimes a disaster will strike yours or another nation. You're given the option to send aid to help the nation recover, which will boost your popularity with that nation if you do. Nations that you are in good standing with will be more likely to cooperate with you at the World Summits meetings. So what all can you build in your nation? The box art showed a slew of different structures. Well, you start out with a few structures and have to research better and cleaner structures from there. For example, your power plants start with coal power, but can be improved to oil power, solar power, wind turbines, biofuel power, geothermal plants, and hydroelectric dams. Your farms begin as simple yardages, but improve to organic farms and multi-story farming towers. Oh, but they are not but one of a greater whole without cause. You can research better garbage disposal technology to generate biofuels to use as cleaner alternatives to coal and oil. You can drill and mine for oil and uranium, sure, but you can generate just as much power from enhanced geothermal plants by systematically recycling the heat generated. You can combine governmental policies and specific technologies to eliminate the most amount of waste at your recycling plants as possible. These 3 ideas together produce the most amount of energy while eliminating the most waste. And what is the reward for all of the researchy trouble? Well, there are ultimate structures that you can unlock as you play that offer supreme benefits at barely any cost. a power plant that utilizes magnetic induction for the cleanest energy production possible, biodomes that generate enough food to feed entire cities, national parks that generate both cleaner air and financial income for your bank, and artificial forests that purify the air better than any other man-made invention. If you watched my previous game day, you might remember how I spoke about arcologies and their ecological significance. Well, the ideology that you reenact by combining structures that generate renewable energy, clean air and water, reduce waste, and produce food and income is about as close as you can get to building your very own arcology. It's beautiful. This game doesn't take very long to complete. It only took me a little more than an hour to get the best structures and maybe an extra 10 minutes to fully optimize my region with them. Virtual Playground might be known for their run-of-the-mill generic style of Tycoon games, but this one stands out due to how it portrays the ongoing task of improving our world's health. Who knows? Maybe someday we will all utilize magnetic induction plants, renewable water and air purifying systems, biodomes that produce large quantities of healthy organic foods, and high-tech recycling and waste removal facilities all together in a paradisial, clean, well-fed, endlessly abundant utopia. Maybe we are closer to it than we know. And that's Eco Tycoon Project Green. So yeah, Eco Tycoon Project Green is a fun strategy stint that utilizes real-world environmental issues. What? Yeah, I'm just having a snack before we continue on. It's still a good plan.
And now, life with Angel Bean.
Hey there, Angel. What you doing?
I'm going to plant this tree.
Well, that's very good of you. There, thanks you. Carry on.
Soon, my plant, you will grow into a big evil tree and do evil things to this world.
This has been Life with Angel Bean.
It's been drizzling a little bit, but that doesn't bother me. So I'm a little bit of a plant dad. I have a couple plants that I keep in the house. One of which you've seen in one previous clip from before, and
It's still a good plan.
yeah, that plant's been around for many years. I've had that plant easily since maybe 2014, maybe, somewhere along that line. I've had that plant a long time, and it's still alive. It's still alive, it's kicking, it's still producing leaves whenever the weather warms up, and I take care of it the way anyone really takes care of plants. You know, you water it regularly, you make sure it's getting plenty of sun. I change its soil every couple of years, so it's got fresh soil, and it's lived long and apparently lived well. So I kind of do that with all the plants that I have or that I get. When I was a kid, we actually had raspberry bushes. Not just like regular plants, like they grew up and out. They were bushes. And so we kept them near the garage, and we didn't have pots for them. So unfortunately, whenever the weather cooled off and wintertime came in, half of them did die. But while we had them, they sprouted. They grew exponentially with the care that I would give it. And my father even recommended that I actually prune some of the branches away, so that way it would actually grow up and out more. And so that way it would generate more branches that had raspberry blooms on them. And he ended up being right, because whenever I did that and I gave it a try, lo and behold, it started sprouting more branches that had the blooms on them. So it kind of I mean, I guess it runs in the family. Maybe my father's better with plants than he lets on. But as a whole, I've just kind of I've always liked plants. You know, I've kind of always been that kind of guy. And yeah, looks like the rain has stopped. The drizzle has gone. So with that, I think I'm gonna head back.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? The world is hurting for certain, so why don't we all do our part? The only way it's gonna get done is if we think with our hearts. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? The store's not really that far, so why jump in a car? The weather's nice anyway, so why don't we bike it today? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Don't throw that food away. Why don't we let it decay? We can throw it in a compost pile, then spread it out for a mile. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Do your parents drive fast? Are they afraid they'll be last? You can tell them that they won't win the medal. Tell them take their foot off the pedal. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Why don't we ride our bicycles? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Alright, well, I'd like to thank you for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, take care, and remember, every day is Earth Day.